All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. I wanted to check in on Uncut on this video that popped up. I just can't ignore the title, which is LeBronny James is embarrassing the NBA. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be more about LeBron as opposed to Bronny, and rightfully so. This is coming off the back of the recent thing, which I didn't think I was going to talk about, but you know what? I usually come around to this stuff after I have enough requests. But the whole thing where he basically pulled that bully tactic with Stephen A. Smith. And I'm no Stephen A. Smith lover or anything like that, but I paid close attention to what Stephen A. was saying. And I'm not going to talk about it in the intro because then it'll be like a 10-minute intro. But when we get to those parts, if we get to those parts, I'll talk about it. If not, I'll talk about it on the outro and my opinion on it. But anyways, I wanted to see what Uncut's take on everything is here. And yeah, not much to say on the intro. Let's get to this. As I always do, I'm gonna link the original video down below. That's gonna be in the description box. So if you guys want to check out Uncut Hoops, in case you don't know, I just call him Uncut now because like literally he's like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Uncut Hoops is at this point. But if you don't and you like this video, click on that link down below in the description. It'll take you right to this video right here that I'm reacting to. And you can subscribe to the channel or do whatever you like, or tell them Mindcrime sent you over there, whatever you want to do. Anyways, and Uncut, if you're listening to this, what's up, my friend? Hope everything is well. And for those of you, final thing, wishing me good health. I appreciate you all. I really do. Thank you for the tips. And it's sounding like my voice is okay. Like my throat is much better than it was even a couple of days ago. So I'm very thankful, and I hope I stay healthy. And more than anything, I just appreciate you all in the comments. I wasn't able to get back to as many as before because I wasn't feeling so well. I was trying to rest up, but I did read those comments, and I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you for the kind words. So without further ado, please leave this like. Please leave a like on the video. It helps out a ton, and let's get right into this.
We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Yup.
Bronny James for three.
Okay.
Opening quarter.
Oh, no.
Step in, steal. Yabusele trucks his way.
Oh, he learned that from his dad. Like this is what you do on defense. Just get out the way.
Step in,
Watch
steal.
this. Watch this. You know where he's going. You know where he's going. Look at how his feet are. Look at how his feet are not set at all. You know where he's going. He's going to blow by, right? He knows this too. Everyone knows it. But what's he do? Steps aside and pretends to try, the fake swipe. That's the fake defense stuff that we used to call out all the time.
Trucks his way to the rim.
You get benched for that.
So I understand what everyone is going through. The boys, this community come together. James the miss.
I want to clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
You lying?
Yeah.
As I'm sure you guys know, when it comes to LeBron James, he's not only one of the biggest hypocrites in the NBA, one of the biggest hypocrites in the history of sports.
Yeah, I agree.
And now in 2025, we've gotten to the point where LeBron contradicts himself so often, lies so much, fans just kind of accept it, they're numb to it, and just shrug their shoulders. That's LeBron James being LeBron James.
I noticed that too. Because, no matter how, for a LeBron fan, no matter how much I point out all this terrible stuff, they're just like, yeah, whatever. That's just LeBron. It's exactly like you said. Side note, I heard Bronny is actually playing pretty good in the G right now. Or over the last couple of weeks. I don't really know because I'm not really paying attention, but I saw some stuff show up on my feed that he's actually putting up good numbers. I don't know if it's true. Let me know. Let me know what you guys know because there's not enough hours in a day for me to follow the G League.
I gotta learn how to flop or something. Seriously, I need to learn how to do that.
Foul call.
You learned pretty well, but you did it a long time
Second
ago.
on Rose.
Around 2011.
Are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me, man?
That's terrible.
How to flop or something. Seriously.
But I mean, this last one was the worst, right? Does it get worse than this? Does it get worse than this? Like, that's just embarrassing. You know, and he's the biggest, buffest dude on the court.
Serious?
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me, man?
I gotta learn how to flop or something. Seriously.
A lot of times with LeBron James, his worst enemy is actually LeBron James.
Yeah.
As like in that clip right there, he'll make bold claims, he'll say things, even make predictions that months years in the line don't come true, and end up with LeBron James getting egg on his face. Case in point with Bronny James. As of course LeBron back in the day said Bronny, you know, he's going to be this really great NBA player, better than current day NBA players, better than Laker teammates. You know, Bronny's just so great, so phenomenal. He'll be a very good NBA player from day one.
Yeah, this one, the first one, is that one right there. This is why Bronny's had a target on his head, and why everyone has been pissed off at LeBron, because he's the one who did it, and then he's playing victim, and especially now with the Stephen A. Smith thing, like he's playing victim about it, but he's literally the one who did this. He said Bronny, this is before he ever got into the NBA, is better than some current NBA players. So what do you think is going to happen? Us as viewers, we're like, all right, you better prove it, or else it's his head. And the NBA players out there are out there to prove, no, hell no, he's not better than us. Like, you literally put multiple targets on his head, and then you play victim. And I don't understand that, man. Like, what is this? What is this new wave that's going on right now where people, like, throw the first punch, and then they get hit back, and then they act like they're the victim? Where did this come from?
Bronny's just so great, so phenomenal. He'll be a very good NBA player from day one. Well, of course, that doesn't happen. That will not happen. And now LeBron James lashing out at critics, the media, who quote-unquote have crossed the line.
One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball.
Yeah, butter him
number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone.
Butter him up, and then insult him.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this.
Many months later.
Yeah, this is it.
Gonna cry?
So, stopping that right there, LeBron James confronting Stephen A. Smith after his controversial comments concerning Bronny James. And look, for Stephen A. Smith, I am not a fan of this guy at all. And what he marks himself as is the guy who's fearless, will say anything, you know, chest out, I'm Stephen A. Smith, I'll tell it to your face. But in a lot of these clips, Stephen A. Smith is actually reserved, kind of mute, even just kind of tame. And that clip right there, Stephen A. Smith gave LeBron James 3, 4, 5 undue comments to placate his ego. You know, LeBron James, treasure of the game, a top 2 player. When he's gone, we're going to miss him. All that stuff is just, it's fluff, unnecessary, and Stephen A. Smith yet again kissing the ring of LeBron James.
I got to admit, if somebody was critiquing me like that, like somebody I knew, if they were like, hey, Mike Crime, like, you know, I think you're a great person, you're a great family man, you're a, you know, you're blah, 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 you're great, you're great, you're great, I think you're awesome, you know, but you're also a piece of shit. You know, like, that would just piss me off more than just say it straight, you know? So that's one thing I don't like about Stephen A. is because I've noticed, like, everybody he's about to talk trash about, he's like, I love you, you're my brother, you know, like you know, like, I love you, you're my brother, and then point out all the successful things you ever did, but you're a POS, and this is why. It's like, I don't know, man. He did it with Levitard too, I remember, and it was just weird, man.
And that right there for Stephen A. Smith is the biggest mistake he always makes. You can give LeBron James 99 compliments, praise him all day long, but if you make one critical comment, just even like one borderline critique of him or Bronny James, you've gone too far.
Nah, he's doing
and
his job.
Again, looking at Stephen A. Smith's tone, I mean, this guy, he wasn't bombastic yelling. Usual Stephen A. Smith going over the line. Stephen A. Smith right here whispering like he's at a funeral. And despite that, LeBron James still gets hurt. And ask yourself, why is that? Because Stephen A. Smith, despite whispering, was telling the truth.
We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Thank you! For any real basketball fan, LeBron-Bronny saga was a circus, a mockery game, and a fantasy LeBron James being fulfilled by the NBA. And for other NBA players, low-tier NBA players, fighting for roster spots, contracts, Bronny being in the NBA was a slap in the face to them. I want you guys to understand this. In LeBron James' world, his fantasy land, he never does anything wrong, never misses a shot, he's never at fault for his team losing, for Bronny James not being a good player. In LeBron's world, that's everyone else's fault. It's the coaches, it's teammates, it's the media, it's the fans.
Yeah, that lack of accountability right there is the reason I stopped liking LeBron, in the late 2000s, because I just don't respect it, man. If you win, great. If you lose, hey, man, it's okay, but just accept it. Don't blame shift. Don't escape accountability. Just say, yeah, man, they were better than us today. We'll be back next year. Like, you don't have to fake injuries and all this crap.
For the guy on LeBron James to say Bronny was better than current day NBA players, even Laker teammates. For that guy now to turn around and be playing victim is absolutely disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Afternoon for that play. So you hope that over that time, Austin gets that much additional time.
Rush up the floor. Bronny blocks.
No, he got pushed that time by Roddy. Here's James all the way.
You stink.
Like I said earlier,
Is that Days of Thunder?
LeBron's worst enemy is not the media, Stephen A. Smith, even Skip Bayless. LeBron's worst enemy is LeBron James. Ask yourself the simple question: who in the NBA put most pressure on Bronny? Was it the media, draft experts, was it college coaches, was it the fans?
No, it was the anti-GOAT himself. It was. That's what's crazy. His dad is the only reason he made it to the NBA, but his dad is also the reason why he's got a target on his head, and he's got all this pressure on him. Yeah. So double-edged sword, much.
The person who put the most pressure on Bronny was LeBron James, with his own words. 98% of the NBA media have gone soft on Bronny James and LeBron-Bronny fiasco. And the majority of them who aren't on board with this, they're not hating on Bronny, dissing him as a player or as a person. What they're doing is attacking LeBron James for putting his son through this.
Yep.
How did you feel about the tweet that LeBron sent out that said he was watching some NBA League Pass and said that Bronny was better than some current NBA guys right now?
He's a liar.
I mean, that right there, that is the story. It's not Bronny James, the player, how bad he is, because yes, this dude is bad. It's LeBron James himself putting his career over Bronny James and forcing the NBA and forcing him to the Lakers. And again, looking at Bronny James, this guy's been so bad, so awful. If the NBA media really wanted to, they could hammer him at every single turn. As looking at his ranks in the NBA season, out of 451 active players who played 15 games, points per game ranks 441. Third percentage, 448. True shooting percentage, 446. And PR, 447. If we're not allowed to say that player right there is a terrible NBA player who was gifted a roster spot because of his last name, just go ahead, cancel the media, and cancel fans who are mildly critical of anything related to basketball.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, because I have a hard time understanding how there's anybody out there who wouldn't know that this is the truth. But so many people in denial for whatever reason that they have, and maybe it's just like LeBron worship, where they can't accept that there's any faults in the man, which is just weird. He's a basketball player, right? Like, he's a hooper. But like, I don't get how that level of denial happens, because we all know. I've heard, like, when this topic has come up, I'm like, yeah, well, he's only in the league because of his dad, so, and then I hear the response, well, he might end up good, and I'm like, well, he might too, but what about the statement I just made? And they're like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, two things can be true, honestly. Like, I kind of hope the kid ends up being good. That would be kind of cool to see. Like, at this point, it's almost like an underdog story. So if he can, like, if he can overcome all this pressure and all this hate that he's getting and rise above and be like an awesome basketball player, or even just like a medium level NBA player, I think that's a cool story. But so far, not so good. But like I said, I heard he's doing okay in the G, in the G League right now, at least, or maybe that time has passed. I don't know. I'm not keeping too much track of him, but I hear he's doing okay. Still doesn't belong in the NBA. No, definitely not. And I found it shocking that they tried to trade Dalton Connect. Like, that's a good draft pick that they have there, but they're protecting Bronny. So, I mean, it's also clear how this happened. And anybody who's denying it it's just so weird to me. You know, you can still worship the guy if you want, but also accept that, hey, he pulled some strings to get his son into the league, not just into the league, but on his team, on the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, it's okay. If Jordan would have done it with his sons back in the day, you know, when they were playing college, then I would have had no problem admitting it. Yeah, okay. You know, they're in the league because of his dad, because they were like, you know, mid to lower level college players. But so I didn't expect them to get drafted, but I was following them, and you know, they moved on with their life to do other things. But yeah, if they would have gotten into the league, I 100% would have known that was Michael Jordan doing that, and I would have no problem talking about it because it doesn't change anything. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, I might not agree with that move, but it is what it is.
For guys like Kevin Durant and LeBron James, what they want from the media as well as fans is us to push their narratives, push their agendas, no matter what. Don't question anything, no matter how absurd it is, how outrageous it is. Just push the narrative, keep on going, and, you know, be positive. If you want to live in that fantasy land where it's sunshine and rainbows 24/7, go ahead and live there. But when players mess up, they say things that contradict themselves, they flat out lie, myself and other fans are going to call them out.
Yeah, for sure.
This era NBA players, it's a very weird dynamic. If they're attacking the media and fans, I mean, they'll be outspoken, they'll cuss, they'll say anything. But if you quote-unquote attack them, criticize them, all of a sudden they need their binky, they're in a corner, they're crying. You know, they can't deal with that. You're so negative, go away, I can't deal with you.
Matter of fact, I heard that not many, not all, but a few players were upset at me about that. I think one player in particular was Draymond Green, who I haven't spoken to since and has no desire to speak to me primarily because of this, I suppose.
If Stephen A. Smith right there is telling the truth, Draymond Green, he's an absolute bum, a joke, and the softest tough guy in league history. Again, Stephen A.'s comments, they didn't cross any line, they were mildly critical, and came after 5 compliments praising LeBron James.
Yeah.
What these players want, what they demand, is obedience from the fans and the media.
Yeah, it's constant praise. And how delicate can your ego be? How fragile can someone's ego be if they're constantly hearing all this praise, but then they hear one negative thing and that's it? They crack. That's not a very mentally tough human being, if you ask me.
And after watching that clip, I had to double check. How old is Bronny James? Is he starting middle school? Is he in high school, 14, 15? No, this dude is a grown man, a professional athlete. If you enter the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, any pro sports league, what comes with that is a ton of praise and money, but also the occasional critique and criticism.
Absolutely.
Do not live up to expectations.
You got to take the good and the bad.
And here's the sad thing. Draymond's actions, LeBron's actions, who they actually hurt in the end is Bronny James. As by kind of protesting Stephen A. Smith, taking a vow of silence, confronting him, what you're kind of confirming is Bronny James is not an NBA player. As if he was, he wouldn't need this. He wouldn't need other men, other veterans, sticking up for him 24/7 under minor critiques. If Bronny was that good, that spectacular, had that great potential, his play would do the talking, his production would speak for him. If like Draymond, LeBron James, you want the best of Bronny James, stop treating him with kid gloves like a Make-A-Wish player. As right now what you're doing is giving him second embarrassment by defending him so much.
Yeah.
This guy's a pro athlete, let him fail or succeed on his own. And one last thing I do want to touch on, when it comes to pro sports commentary, I mean, certain things are off the table, you shouldn't go there, we understand that. But for LeBron and Bronny, what they did was put themselves out there on the front stage on opening night. If you're going to do that, by all means, go do it. But at the same time, when things go sour, you can't run, hide, deflect, and shift blame onto the media who opening night was praising you, giving you coverage for the first father-son duo. That's simply not how it works, or LeBron James, how he wants it to work. So that right there is the end of the video. I think LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith, it's one of these softer things I've seen from an NBA player, in the vein of Will Smith confronting Chris Rock. As LeBron James wanted to squash the beef, really tell Stephen A. Smith what he thought, he wouldn't do it mid-game.
Yeah.
What he would do, he'd call him, text him, meet him up after the game. What LeBron James was trying to do was intimidate Stephen A. Smith on the spot and show the other media members, if you criticize Bronny James, I will come after you.
Yep, exactly.
And of course, why that is LeBron James and Bronny are attached at the hip, not only as father and son, but as NBA player, NBA teammate. Because of course, Bronny James did not earn his spot. That right there for LeBron James' reality, he can't comprehend. His son Bronny James is not a good NBA player, didn't earn his spot, and should not be in the league. That's the cold hard truth of what it is, and the facts of the matter. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, good vid, man. About the Stephen A thing, like this is a constant thing that LeBron's done in his own career, and it's sad to see that he's doing this with his son too, because it's only going to serve to make his son mentally weaker and to learn to not accept accountability and accept reality. So what did Stephen A. Smith say? Stephen A. never belittled Bronny James. You know, and I've tried to follow suit as well since the beginning of this. You know, like I've tried my best. I think I might have poked a little bit in the very, very beginning. But once I realized the gravity of the situation, I was like, no, man, he's not the villain. The villain's his dad. You know, so I've been focusing just on LeBron because he's the puppet master. You know, I'm not gonna throw rocks at the puppet. I want to see who's controlling that puppet, and that's LeBron James in this situation. But what's sad is Stephen A. Smith only criticized LeBron in this, saying like you shouldn't have put him in this situation. You know, it's because of you that there's a target on his head, and you know, like he's not ready for this, LeBron. Like you shouldn't be doing this to your son. You know, those kind of things, like reaching out to him like as a dad. Like, hey man, like I don't think this is good for your son. And there's a lot of us that feel the exact same way. You know, like maybe good right now, like you said, like Uncut said, like if this was a Make-A-Wish situation and Bronny was gonna pass away in the next year, yeah man, this is a great thing to do for your son then. Like let him experience his dream. But no, that's not the situation. So all this is gonna do, like it's like a 95% you know chance that this just destroys his self-esteem for the rest of his life. There are 5% chances he overcomes this and he becomes a good good NBA player. But I'm not banking on it, but I do hope that's what happens because Bronny James is still a young man, you know, so to become like a laughingstock would really suck. But yeah, Stephen A. never attacked Bronny, yet what LeBron James did is ignore the reality and spin his own narrative. So LeBron's pretending that, because I heard what Stephen A. said, and LeBron is pretending that you attacked my son and that's crossing the line. No, he never attacked your son. He attacked you. But you can't handle it when people attack you. So now, you know, you're gonna pretend like you're the tough guy dad defending your son. No, defend yourself. That's fine. You know, if you walk up to Stephen A. and say like, hey, stop talking shit about me, you know, you have the right to say it. It doesn't mean, but also Stephen A. has the right to say whatever he wants because he's a journalist, you know? So the whole thing's just silly to me, you know? When I started doing YouTube a while back on this channel, I learned quickly, you know, it was nice to see praise, you know, hey, you know, like keep it up, you know, keep the videos coming and all this stuff. Like that was cool to read that. But then the other half of the comments were hate, you know, like I don't even necessarily want to say hate. They were just pissed off people, you know, whatever I was talking about was pissing people off. And I had to learn really, really quick to not take it all so serious because everyone gets their opinion. And, you know, it's if especially now it's crazy. As crazy as this may sound, like I have a like to dislike ratio of 97.5%. So I get a lot more positive comments than negative comments these days. I've got it pretty lucky. But it wasn't always that way, and it won't always be this way either. So when I receive hate, like I try to look in there real quick and see, like, is there anything constructive about this? Because if there is, I want to pay attention, because sometimes there is. You know, sometimes there's habits of mine while I'm doing a reaction that are annoying people, and I'll listen and I'll respond, and I'll try to do better. But if it's just like, you know, hey, Minecraft, you're a POS, you know, like there's nothing constructive there. That's just like a hate comment. So it's like, am I gonna really like sit there and dwell over the fact that somebody just called me a POS, or am I just gonna move on with my life? You know, so I just don't understand how he can have so much success but still be that fragile ego-wise. I just laugh it off, you know, like I know who I am. So and that's the thing, like if someone calls me a POS, I ask myself, am I a POS? And I'm like, no, I'm actually a pretty decent dude, you know. And then I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't affect me. But if I was a POS in reality, that might hit, because I'm trying to pretend like I'm not, and I'm like, oh shoot, I've been identified, you know what I mean? Anyways, longest rant in the outro ever. Let me know, how is Bronny doing, man? How is Bronny doing in the G League? I think Uncut said he's played like what, 15, 16 games for the Lakers so far. But yeah, how's he doing in the G League? Because that's a good way to assess like his future. But anyways, everyone, Uncut, great video as usual. What's up, man? If you're listening, hope you're well. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, like the vid if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hit that bell if you want to get notified when it's time to be water, my friends. Peace out.